Or whatever it is, wherever you are. Alright, we should have that computer set up. We need to get back to you, and I think how this works... Yes, as long as I have OBS focused, I can use the hotkeys. Okay. So a few days ago, I put together this thing, and it just feels kind of big. Although I guess it's maybe twice as big as I was hoping with all the Legion stuff in there. So what I want to do is I want to say, make a copy of that. Call it first draft. I don't know if I can split view that, so I'm going to have to kind of work with this. So I've been thinking that locusts are easier on me, but boombots are probably easier conceptually. That's sort of a basic thing. How did landmines do? They serve slightly different roles than boombots, but they're actually really awkward for me to figure out where to place them. Hermes probably covers vision. So one of the things I want to redo is I want to do more of a sort of basic menu, advanced menu. Factories, I think I looked a little bit. I think advanced factories could be covered essentially by kernels. If we look at the factories, you do see them used in a lot of, well, okay, so those are some bigger ones. In a lot of little donations. So I'm not sure that's a need. Well, they're not big items. There's kind of a need there. Although I guess if you didn't have factories, they would just give more units. So Instigator would be advanced if we did it. Those are to go to, there's a pair. I'm thinking that's going to be too advanced. These are back to space presence again. So those kind of went along with factories, because we've generally been doing lots of factories. Orbital launcher. No, I think we just trash that. One of these probably. Rampart was a shield generator. Don't know how that works out. I think Kaiju's one of our super popular ones. Pretty popular. Well, decent money. Not super popular. So Locusts actually did better than Boombots last time. Well, this was at the 10 for 10, so times is... The problem with Locusts is that they're kind of a sneaky snipe unit. I kind of want some just sort of some kind of military power thing that a less experienced player could easily throw in. Somebody struggling on eco, those could be good. I kind of want to cut out the advanced factories and just leave kernels there, and then maybe we leave. I kind of like to get down to maybe 10-ish things in sort of a basic advanced split. We might kind of cheat and call factories all one item in that accounting. That still gives us, and we might kind of call these all one item. So we've got space attack, space defense. Do we want two items for... Yeah, I mean, space is a part of the game. If we go eco, let's see. Purger was the advanced self-destruct unit, which I think was costed, or it would be around there. Maybe that takes over the sort of locust spot, actually. I'm not really sure about its roles. How were Boombot donation sizes? Well, actually only twice. One big and one moderate. So actually, yeah, doesn't need to be a small unit. So maybe we do Purger as that sort of easy military thing. It doesn't give us any basic... This one's interesting, but maybe it won't make the cut. Because it is a kind of vision, and Hermes is also a kind of vision. So I think it might fail a basic test of... What are we doing? We've got vision, we've got combat, we've got factory manufacturing, building, economy. Well, I guess if we did sort of a basic advanced of each of those, but I don't know if vision's enough for multiple things. Then you got all this advanced stuff. The Omega Umbrella kind of fits maybe space. It's still kind of combat. And in combat can kind of break down in several different ways. So that covers some vision. And it kind of can cover a lot vision in a lot of different scenarios. Well, maybe, yeah, Phoenix, Battleship, Anti-Space is sort of the space level, or interplanetary level. Well, that and the nukes, I guess. So those are kind of economy slot. You got both of them. I don't know that. I mean, kernels were kind of done both for military and for construction purposes. They're very versatile that way. Yeah, so Purger was a self-destruct. Meteor was like the carrier thing. That's actually something I might need to... Does the site say... what are you? Aircraft? Air courier tool weapon. Base, missile, tactical turret. Drone. Base flyer. So it has a tool weapon. Target type, land, water, air. Okay. It is in fact all... It does in fact attack... Yeah. Attack ground. So Phoenix, maybe interplanetary air, basic factories. That's a maybe. That's a maybe. That could be a fun unit. All right, so let's start reorganizing this as basic advanced. We got the 5 Hermes. Phoenix's air power, that's a maybe. Factories are interesting because, like, manufacturing is a simple concept, but which factory is not necessarily a simple concept. So this would be advanced if it was there. I'm gonna put you off to the side for a moment. Similarly, I'm gonna say I don't know where I want to put factories yet. I don't know where I want to put these yet. Space defense might be a basic. This one I'm not sure about. Now Umbrella has some... People would know it from last year. That would be another way to get a Legion unit in. So Kaiju is a good just throw down military power option. Ooh, so that would be the problem. So that's actually the same category as the Purger. Yeah, boombots. We saw locusts at 10, not boombots at 1 for the most part last time. So larger price category should be fine. I think we're almost certainly going to do the power catalyst. Economy is probably a basic thing. Let's see, Kaiju is a pretty all-purpose battleship. Not sure if you should be a basic or advanced. That might just be a fun thing to throw out. Space battleship. We want to try and see what the balance feels like. Colonel Praetorian. These are so... Since they kind of do everything, they can probably be considered a basic option. So what do we have so far? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are sort of 1. So we've got vision, we've got air power, and some interplanetary. Battleships could perhaps be considered sort of a simple, hey, it's a space battleship thing. But we want to see if we can cover like basic concepts in each category. So Phoenix, maybe we make that. Because Kaiju covers land pretty well. Actually, well, yeah, air power, land power. That might be an okay breakdown. These are almost one. Actually, if you consider economy as one item, almost. And so we've got vision, we've got air power, we've got land power. Factories are only questionable. Because there's so many of them, they could be confusing in terms of what we might actually be able to organize them to create a better parity between regular and Legion, the type codes or something. Like if it's really just like for kernel and factories, we might do the type codes with just an L. Say, hey, it's the same thing, but different. So that's kind of advanced. Vision, I'm not sure about. Teleporter games could be considered advanced. Havoc could be a cool unit, but I guess I don't know how to use it. Space defense. If we had a clear explanation of what it was, that's probably something that someone with familiar with the game could use. I guess Rampart has the same issue as Mines, and that since it's a building, it's very placement sensitive. So I might want to adopt that one just on that reason alone. Meteor attacks both land and air, so it's not as context sensitive. And then maybe, well, I mean, these also attack the ground, so they're kind of all-purpose. And maybe the problem is we're actually getting too many all-purpose units. Yeah, so Phoenix might be a little more of a specialized thing. The concept of give somebody a factory is probably fine. Exactly what factory you're giving them is... So we're probably going to have to do something like, you know, whatever number it is. It was... that code, so it would be like... A1, VL... A1 air L. And then these would be like and I don't know if you want to do an M for that, but it keeps some of the code smaller. This would, right, because we're looking at overall right now. That's balanced. This is a base unit only. This is all Legion. That's base, that's base. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5-ish. And this is all kind of one thing. 2, 3, 4, 5, they make it. So maybe for these we are leaning back towards the familiar base unit ones. I'm still uncertain of that one. So this could be interesting as a teleportation option. Oops, I thought that was a cut. I wasn't sure where to put Umbrella Omega. Maybe just space stuff is considered the more advanced. I mean, orbital battleship is kind of easy. So the self-destruct units were really popular. So hover battleship, pretty easy concept to explain. So we've got vision, we've got manufacturing, we've got combat, we've got economy. This blows it out a little bit, and then yeah, combat economy or combat building. Then we start getting into like space. Yeah, this is like all space teleportation. Meteor could be a generic combat unit. We've got you 1, 2, 3, 4. So I would prefer to have like only one more thing. So these are cool, but Hermes are pretty all-purpose vision unless somebody has orbital and you only have land. Oh, hello. Oh, we're thinking about a date. I don't believe it's announced yet. I think that may be coming soon, though. Actually, where was I counting up? Oh, a lot of the Legion stuff was actually out here. That's Legion specific. Yeah, we could balance those back if we need to. It's the Legion side of teleporter. So that's interplanetary protection, that's interplanetary, that's space mobile, space defense. So purgers would fill the self-destruct unit role, which proved pretty popular. Almost want to move that into basic. The purger is a little bit more advanced. It like actually has some combat ability before it blows up. So that kind of leaves... Perhaps Meteor instead of Kaiju? As a generic combat unit? I don't know how well it performs. Where was Kaiju? Decent money, but not... super popular. So I guess the problem with that is that it is an air unit. So somebody's usually going to have some ground units that will take a lot of damage from a kaiju, but to be able to do something about it. They didn't have a lot of anti-air. They might have significant problems with that. Which I guess could be good from the effective donation perspective. And Phoenix are available to protect someone. So Havoc was more in the potential fun category than we know it's like a really effective unit. Ooh, we also really... really hit our $3 category here. What else was in there before? Orbital launcher and shield. That makes it tempting to do like 2 umbrellas for 5, just to get rid of that category. As much as I hate to do the math on that. So I think Havoc might fall out here. Oh, what's our type balance? So we have 1 vision. It's, I mean, as an orbital unit, it's pretty well covers that. That's kind of a combat. That's, we got manufacturing, both in basic. But I don't think that colonels are, well, maybe a sub-commander is a hard concept to explain. But maybe combat capable builder is good enough for that. So that gives us some coverage on manufacturing capability. We do not have, there's not a whole lot of economy buildings. I mean, you could like throw in storage or something, but we're trying to keep it, I want a tighter menu, so I don't think that really quite meets the bar. So we've got vision and economy get covered kinda with a few units. We've got a plethora of yeah. If we're trying to get in Legion, then those units multiply. We kind of got two things to cover that. And I guess everything else is combat. Oh, this is kind of special. Some of the space stuff is a little bit special. So combat. Yeah, so that's probably a decent balance. I mean, part of me wants to say, oh, well, in each category you have one vision, one combat, one building, one economy. Well, I don't actually think that makes a decent menu. You don't need... Economy isn't... Like, economy and vision I don't think are used that much. So focusing a little bit more on building and combat probably makes sense. So right now we got 1, 2, 3. Oh, well, it's actually 4, 5. Oh, so we're thinking about this might not make the bar, just because we're trying to keep our units down. So do we maybe swap Meteor for Kaiju to mix things up a little bit? So, I mean, Kaiju, it's a hover battleship. Meteor, it's a flying aircraft carrier. I may have to inquire about people who have more experience with that. Alright, so this was just for my own reference. We want to maybe organize, well, factories are a big block though, so that's kind of annoying. And do we want to list that separately? Maybe we actually do make the factories one? And then we shuffle that up. Shuffle that up. Maybe we leave a little bit of room there. I kind of wanted to... just dump that entirely, which would kind of bump this. Well, assuming we don't use... I guess there's no real reason to use separate letter codes for these. These, we wanted to... We've been doing our basic ones first. And I've not even gotten to those yet. So you'd be a D3. You'd be an it, not an A32. Yeah, I might need some description with those. Yep. I mean, these kind of go together too. Don't know if it's worth doing custom codes for that. Oh, and then this could, oops. And this becomes, and then game enders. I don't know if it's worth distinguishing basic advanced on these. Maybe you call, well, I mean, maybe the game enders could be considered kind of advanced things you don't want to mess with. All of the Titans, you would presume that people would know that a big, nasty unit would only be useful on a planet where there's contested stuff. These require a little bit more understanding of the game to know that they're only useful in certain situations, and Ragnarok is kind of extra special. I guess it's good for fun. Maybe you don't break down game enders. You just kind of go for the 5-ish, and game enders. Now, do we want all those? So Zeus has been popular in the past. The other Titans have not done well, and this mixes in some stuff. This doubles down on orbital attacks. This is a big stompy robot, which I think should be fun. And this isn't actually 5 and 5. I'm kind of counting factories, teleporters, and colonel subcommanders as one-ish thing. So factories, actually, did we end up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why am I counting that up? Okay, so you're like 1 to 1, 2 to 2. Oh, right, because these are like two things, kinda. Because you're the teleporter stuff. And we've traditionally used the letter codes to indicate the price category. This was, I think they originally did one thing for basic factors, like I want unique codes. We started doing appended letters. The letter codes might help distinguish that they're better established that these are similar, and maybe you could do some menu graphic design stuff with that to better explain it. Which is why I was kind of wanted a factory should be kind of over the advanced category, because you don't want to know what they do, but I mean, both bot and vehicle build land units, air factory build flying units. I left the orbital launchers off because they weren't used very much. And in a pinch, a colonel can build them. I guess Meteor would be stopped by a big fighter blob, where Kaijus would not. We could kind of try to look at this balance again. You're all production, you're all kind of 1 iron. You are vision. You're mostly combat. You're special. I think this is pretty much a combat unit. Economy, well, eco works too. Combat, it's kinda combat. And then, well, game enders are a little bit special. And I guess these are more straight up combat, but the rest are just game enders. And I guess we can assign these now. And yeah, it'd be nice to kind of put Ragnarok with Tally Catalyst, but we've kind of got these in cost order. And the Hallies are a little bit cheaper. Okay, so those are all kind of one special combat. A lot of combat there, which is fine. And if we start thinking about how do we describe this, I mean, for a someone who doesn't know the game, and thing is, this MLA doesn't even make sense if you don't know the game. Does blue even make sense? That might be a player color. I don't know if you could call it a spy satellite because it's not actually stealth. Satellite serves planet below, observes a small area of planet below. Air fighter able to move. All right, so Skybridge is a teleporter structure. Comment is a mobile teleporter. And I'm pretty sure that that is output only. Meteor is a Flying carrier of fighter bomber. Economy provides metal. Economy provides energy, but can but explodes when destroyed, which actually will be a small problem for me in placing these. Probably want to do them individually so they're not all together. Oh, you know what? You know what? Structures have always been a little bit of a annoying thing for me because I have to place them and then they're just kind of there. Bots. Attacks land, sea, orbital targets. And hey, we even got the umbrella up. Although, the umbrella is unique in defending against unit cannon pods, I believe. You've got 2 weapons? Interesting, I did not remember that. This feels like it might be more of the anti-orbital weapon. This is a separate ground weapon. So you're slower firing. Yeah, just lower DPS. Now, Legion had, I think they put theirs under vehicles, but I've forgotten what it was. Tax land and naval. Land and naval. Orbital. So that's 75 times 6. 450. Assuming that that's not the counting all of them together. Oh, stored ammo drained, 4 shots. This has a 1-2 as well. And then this is only a very, very small damage. HP 200 build costs a little bit more. More total. Maybe we just put that out as a thought. Anti-orbital defense. Now that will probably change it in defensive structures. So build cost is, yeah, that would put it down maybe even to the $1 range. Versatile, combat capable. And we, yep. Base game structures. I did want to orbital battle ship capable of bombardment. I did want to look, speaking of balance, so we've got, I mean, those are balanced so much, I don't even care. Okay, we're relatively balanced within there. That's Legion, Eco's balanced. Legion, MLA, those are balanced. Okay, so we're pretty balanced within there. We picked the basic units for this stuff just because they're a little bit more familiar. Yeah, okay, so yeah, we're pretty balanced as it stands. This is where we get into, a lot of the game enders are more advanced, I guess. Allows launching certain planets into other planets is the enables metal planets to become ultimate super weapons. One-shot nuke is kind of what it says. A single nuclear missile capable of large damage at interplanetary targets. Okay, that's just the bot. Is that okay? Assault Titan. I mean, I kind of want to say big stompy robot, but Mech with multiple weapons tier. Actually, what is their description for this one? That's going to be orbital. Mega laser. I mean, that kind of works. I mean, that's sort of... It's actually a relatively appropriate description. Zeus is a... flying Titan which attacks air and land. Destroys planet it is built on after a short countdown. That tries to make it a little... I'm a little concerned that the meteor might actually be too advanced for a basic category, but you could probably throw a bunch of them down, they could do some damage to something. So we've got protection, vision, combat eco, all-purpose unit, and then we got kind of got the orbital interplanetary stuff marked as more advanced. We've still got a typo here. Actually, I suppose, because I think that the energy plant's a little bit bigger. Advanced metal extractor. Advanced power catalyst. HP, build cost. It's almost double cost, but not quite. And this does have a little trade-off on it. I guess we should use proper names. Oh. Point of using, well, I mean, I could just use that for cases where it's as an extra when it's where it's potentially ambiguous. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, did I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, okay. And is there, so if this did not do unit cannons, I guess like Meteor Omega kernels could do some degree of defense against unit cannons. Ooh, okay, so one bots. Well, we were thinking that the Legion version, HP 200. HP 900. Build cost 1200, build cost 900. So to get equivalent hit points, you'd have to do about 5 of them. But significantly more metal. Value, and it could be used as an attacker. Oh, they have bigger range. Maybe I'll throw that out for discussion. So these could still be in the $1 tier and not be considered a basic thing. I guess you could kind of... Phoenix as a fighter could be basic. The need to split economy could be a little bit awkward. Maybe you just put combat units in basic stuff. Because, yeah, supplying economy might be a advanced thing. Unfortunately, that could change our order around a little bit. So put you over there. Consider, even though economy is kind of a basic thing, you have to understand economy. We call something that blows up a basic. These have the Legion. It's like, these are really good. It probably doesn't matter which one you pick too much. Well, just the fact that it's giving people a choice is the potentially confusing thing. But that just makes it, well, vision can even be considered a slight advanced thing. But like air fighters, the Phoenix versus Meteor kind of works. Bunch of booming robots. And even Umbrella, if it was just a regular unit, would have some broader applicability. Vision might be a more advanced thing. We don't have another good thing to put in there currently. At least if we're trying to maintain some kind of balance. It's a combat unit, it's air only. The multi-planet thing is advanced. Battleship is easy. That should be general use combat to some extent. It's a starting point. Throw that out, see if we get any useful feedback. So I think that's it for now. And it's just about lunchtime, so that works out. Actually, I guess I can turn that one off. Okay. Thanks to and reset. Instant Speak Live, Ocelot Gaming, Destructively Phased, Deadly Taco, One Jelly Bean, Kirkitsuni, Duggan Lake, Ned Mix Games, Left for to Cry, and Stir Me as Leopard for hosting me. Do we have anything to recommend today? Actually, I should make a quick check. Well, no, that's... If anybody's playing PA, there's probably a few enough of them you can go find that yourself. Well, I guess we got... I don't know how to pronounce it. Tiginta? Working on his streamer's audio mixer. If you're looking for someplace cool to hang out, that's someplace cool to hang out. Thanks for hanging out with me, and until next time.